Hello everyone, Nubkeks here and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Our Hero League climb continues today, or well, hopefully continues. It could be a bit of a snakes and ladders type thing, right? Climb up a few rungs and slide down a few again as well. But yeah, we are on Brax's holdout and first thing first, I'm not the team captain, so joy of joys, I am delighted, super happy. I had about 5 games before this where I was team captain every game. You get a little bit sick of that. You want more of a challenge, a bit more variety in terms of skill levels and stuff, and to learn things and everything like that. Anyway, I'm kind of hovering all the different heroes that I want to play. Basically saying, I want to play something that's ranged and does damage, ideally. As you can tell by the thumbnail and probably the title of this video, don't get to play anything like that at all. But that's just how, it's how the drafts go. I actually banned Rexar first, pretty interesting. Rexar is he's good at this map. I mean, there's the control he puts out onto the control points is pretty good. The control and the control points, but he can sit there with the bear. They tank it up for ages. It's really hard to take him off of it, and there you go. This is pretty interesting, actually. The most powerful hero, in my opinion, at the moment is Malfurion, and Malfurion has actually made it this far through. Someone said easy in the chat. This guy is saying easy. Our team captain, actually, he's very happy with this. But Zarya ban, pretty legitimate. Again, I do think this was recorded. It was recorded about a week ago, which was sort of at the height of Zarya's strength. I chose the best days to play Hero League when there's a ridiculously OP hero. But we'll see what the enemy team chooses to pick up here. Would not be surprised. Actually, I do think I remember. Yep. Very, very cool actually to see this in the game. The Malfurion and Alarak combo. And you can see from their skins, these guys aren't messing around. They know exactly what they're doing. I presume they're duo queue, or else they're just a very, very organized and smart pair of people. If anyone caught the finals over in Korea for the Super League, was it season 4? Season 3? I'm not sure what season it was, but the most recent one, it was L5 versus MVP Black. This was one of the combos that MVP Black decided to use in their games to huge effect. It was Alarak plus Malfurion. Basically, the way the combo works is that Alarak pulls people back, he displaces them, and that puts them right into the roots of Malfurion. It's a really brutal combo. Does a lot of damage, a lot of blow up, and then they get rooted, they get silenced, there's nothing they can do to protect themselves, and it just sets them up for the rest of the team then to collapse and explode them. It's quite a scary combo. Difficult to pull off, for sure, but very, very scary. I think Alarak in general has been pretty weak in Hero League. I've seen one person play it really, really well, I think, or maybe 2 people play it really, really well. But all the Alaraks I've seen prior to this game anyway were pretty bad. Or, if not pretty bad, they didn't have a large impact. This guy's saying he can play Tyrael as a support, that's about it. Oh yeah, so I'm going to have a bit of a discussion with this guy, the sneaky guy. So I'm going to let him pick a warrior if he prefers. Tyrael is not really the support we want. She'd actually not be bad. To be fair, we'd have some really powerful pick potential with a Tyrael into a Kerrigan, into a Jaina. But I think something with a bit more healing would be more useful. You see I'm kind of hovering Brightwing here. May switch it up depending what the enemy team picks. But the rough theory is that, well, she's got global presence. She's got good sustained healing. Could work out fairly nicely. Our warrior player's not happy that I'm going to play Brightwing. And they are saying Tyrael is better with Kerrigan, and that's exactly what I was kind of considering playing myself, was the Tyrael. Really nice combo with Kerrigan. She jumps in, throw down that Sanctification, and then she's in the front of the fight, just doing tons of this damage, and being very effective. Fortunately, the Murden does get picked away. So the sneaky guy, who apparently could not play supports, is suddenly magically able to play a Rhaegar. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? But yeah, there you go. It's funny what happens when people are kind of pushed to the limit of their hero pool. Suddenly these roles of these heroes that they couldn't play before magically appear in the draft, and we got ourselves a pretty good draft. Actually, I would say both teams have a very solid composition, so yeah, I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. We've got pretty legit things coming out from both sides and from both teams. Good coherent compositions. Should be interesting to see. Basically, R1 is going to focus quite a lot on kill pressure. And then later in the game we'll focus quite a bit on some kind of aggressive dives and picks. The enemy team's going to be doing a similar thing though, but we'll have Thrall doing solo lane for the most part. Then we have Rhaegar as a fairly aggressive support. Then we got the Jaina and Kerrigan, huge burst potential right there. Good wave clear as well. And myself just kind of providing sort of secondary support and peel, that sort of thing, getting in the way of things. And yeah, then once we go into the team fights, we're going to have a lot of AoE damage. I'm going to be looking to Sanctification to protect the Kerrigan and the Thrall. Let them just dive right into the enemy team and start whacking them and beating them up while they are invulnerable and shielded. And yeah, that's basically the plan here. The enemy team going to be looking to play more of a sort of at-range game. They're going to have Vala and Li Ming throwing out these constant skill shots and damage, range damage. Sort of a medium range and kind of kiting back a little bit from us, and then they'll obviously be looking for these sudden bursts of picks when they combo that Malfurion route with the Alarak combo, and that could be pretty brutal, so we have to watch out for that. They're going to have sort of like two different speeds, I would say, of playing. Kind of more slower, sustained speed with Muradin kind of zoning out, and they're throwing out the range damage, and Alarak's doing his lightning things, and then sort of this more explosive playstyle when they finally get in a position to pull off one of the Alarak Malfurion little combo right here. And we're just taking a look at the talents here as we go into the game. As you can see, like I was saying, Rhaegar's actually taking the non-existent mid lane, so that's nice. And Thrall is back up, he's up top. I don't actually know, because the map is new, I'm not sure which lane is ideal for sending your solo laner to. There's the bruisers are on this side. I don't remember. We'll find out when they spawn. I don't remember where they are, but presumably you might even want your solo laner in the lane which has your the siege camp closest to it, so you can get this fairly easy. Anyway, we've got Malfurion out of position and he gets exploded as we dive on top of him. Jaina though is in a bit of a rough spot. The Alarak is kind of following up on her. Li Ming damage coming in from the Fog of War basically, and through that sort of structure there on the bottom left that has the B on it. The orbs and the magic missiles actually going through that, and Jaina gets exploded very quickly. However, we do follow that up with the Alarak kill. We were kind of tunnel visioning on that, letting Li Ming get some nice damage off. Just going to sidestep her abilities. It's one of the things, so especially when you're on a mount, Li Ming's damage is not too much of a threat. I'm going to use my shield to help push this wave up a little bit. We're kind of a large wave. Kind of want to put a bit of pressure on the enemy team and see how things go. You're going to see that one of the focuses for me in this game, as I kind of go a little bit deep for it, I picked up Grandmaster at level 1. And yeah, I kind of took quite a bit of damage right there to burn quite a bit of mana. But we got 1 sec of Master, so it's worth it, right? Probably not. It's definitely, it can be a bit risky sometimes. You go a bit too deep for these regen globes and actually end up costing yourself more than you help yourself. I'm gonna tap the well at this point actually to heal myself up. Not fully necessary. Honestly, I probably could have survived without the well. I decided to pop it though, just to get back up to full health. And I was my theory was that we'd have the well back up again by the time there was a substantial team fight that I'd want it for. Unfortunately, it's going to be down for another minute and a half while these beacons are active. So it's actually really bad timing. I shouldn't have tapped the well at all. So yeah, mistake. Live and learn. Here we go. We're going to dive in. And actually, nice route from Malfurion, actually locking me down as soon as I Eldritch Smite in there. You can see him kind of going fairly deep here, trying to just body block that Muradin and make life a little bit difficult for him. Also sort of zoning out the enemy team's backline a little bit from my heroes. Throwing out the shield onto my allies as they go in, and distracting their team as well with the Eldritch Might. And there we go. Our 2 damage dealers with the Jaina and the Kerrigan actually pick up a kill on the Vala, so that's pretty nice. Gonna grab that regen globe as well. We don't, unfortunately, though, have the health at the moment to actually push in and take this out. Looks like we're gonna make an attempt. Our healer has backed off. Going up against Malfurion. This is one of the reasons Malfurion is just so strong right now. The roots are extremely oppressive, as you can see, and his healing, his sustain is very, very good. However, no matter how good it is, you can't survive a Kerrigan Jaina combo. Unfortunately, Kerrigan and Jaina themselves get picked off quite powerfully by the enemy team. Go in deep, the Li Ming resets come in, and yeah, it was pretty close. It didn't work out too well, and now the enemy team is generating some Zerg Swarm for themselves. It's 24% to 36% at the moment in the enemy's favor. We'll see exactly how this one goes. Like I said, I'd expect it to be a close game. Anyway, looking at the Merc camps as I run back to lane, I think that having our Thrall in the top lane is probably pretty good. I think you have time to grab I was watching Bakery's videos. He actually does really cool little technical stuff. Cool YouTube channel to check out. Different style of videos to mine, so I don't mind promoting him. Cuff, cuff. But yeah, he was saying that nearly every hero in the game can solo the siege camp on this map. Between waves actually, which is pretty cool, and then you get it pushing in and gives yourself a bit of an extra push. So I would imagine you probably want your solo laner to be beside the siege camp. So on this side we'd want him up top. It's kind of interesting because you kind of want solo laners against solo laners, and then he can just hop over between a wave and grab that. Now Thrall, obviously he's got pretty bad wave clear, so maybe he wouldn't actually be very good at doing so. But our allies are going in quite deep here. Kerrigan taking a lot of damage. You can see just the heals from Malfurion stacked up on this Vala. Although she's low, basically her full health bar is going to be refilled right here. Jaina is actually going in for a bit of a kill. Trying to zone her out, the enemy team out, I should say, from the Jaina. As Jaina gets rooted and takes some return damage. But a nice combo from the Kerrigan. Actually catches them, the Muradin right there. I'm going to go, and again, just throw a little bit of damage down on the Vala. Just try to basically pressure her off my teammates as they mop up most of that Zerg wave. We did win that first Zerg wave, by the way, and you can see it's getting a nice push on up top. Dodging the Vala Q, the Hungering Arrow. Not too much of a problem. And there you go, Kerrigan actually dives over the enemy walls. Whoops. I'm going to very helpfully type RIP into the chat. As Kerrigan, that doesn't go too well for him. He's in good humor though. That's good to see. That's one of the things I found, is that oftentimes when you get a good team, they tend to be a lot less toxic than when you get a bad team. It's one of those things, right? I feel like toxicity tends to decrease as you move from Bronze to Grandmaster. But anyway, I'm down here in the corner. I'm sort of out of position, but it's fine because I got my Eldraman's Might. I'm just basically trying to waste their time effectively. That's all I was doing there, trying to bait them in for a little bit. I'm trying to get to this regen globe. Unfortunately, one of the Malfurions stole it, which is not cool. Steal my regen globe. We're at 9 stacks at the moment. We do actually kill Vala before the Kerrigan combo lands, so the combo's a little bit wasted. Maybe we could have picked up another kill if we'd had that for something else, but that's pretty understandable, honestly. Just trying to secure the kill. It's worthwhile securing the kill. Nice combo comes in, but the Alarak is there with his combo in return. Gets a pretty nice silence down, but only on me. And again, I'm not in too much danger. I've got quite a lot of health. I'm going to stay there over to the left for a little bit of time. Once again, just trying to bait the enemy team and zone them off. A sidestep the Alarak stun right there. And a nice combo, actually, from the Kerrigan. I'm surviving much longer than I expected. I do eventually go down to, I believe that was a Malfurion Moonfire right there that eventually picked me up. The Alarak and the Muradin got caught in. They both forgot to actually finish me off with a final basic attack. But that worked out really nicely for my team. They kind of committed to getting the kill on me. Because I was able to sidestep that, it worked out very well. You can see that is a great combo from the Kerrigan and the Jaina. Really nice coordination right there. Kerrigan pulling them back right into the blizzard. Tons of damage comes out and the Malfurion gets absolutely exploded. I'm kind of looking at both these lanes, trying to figure out which way I want to go. Changing my mind as things progress. Looking at joining up with the Thrall at the moment. But nothing really seems to be happening up there. So I'm going to come actually and help out my teammates. Because the enemy team might be sending heroes to deal with them. Looks like they actually are. So we want to be here in case anything goes down in this particular lane. I'd say at this point we could potentially be looking at taking one of our other mercenary camps. One of the little siege camp up top. That would have been worth taking at this stage. The Bruisers actually got a fair bit of value as well. Considering actually invading the enemy team. You can see they've all disappeared off the map. We knew they were bottom. Where are they going to be? Yeah, they're going to be up here. Kerrigan combo doesn't quite hit this time. And the Ring of Frost actually gets wasted as well. So that's a couple of our heroics are down at this point. Need to be a little bit careful right here. We could get kind of caught out. We are on top of these enemy siege camp as well, which is doing a bit of damage. Very interesting on this these StarCraft maps. They're kind of switched in terms of their roles. The siege camp is the one that soaks up a lot of damage. Sort of pushes the waves, whereas the bruiser camp is the thing that kind of does more damage to structures. It's kind of a funny little switch. I like it actually. That's a bit more variety. Anyway, Kerrigan is looking for some damage right here. We do get rooted in. I'm going to drop the Sanctification right on top of that just to ensure that Kerrigan doesn't die. And there, nice little combo. And Li Ming absolutely explodes. Going to focus the damage now on this Muradin. He's out of position, so we're able to get this down. Get rooted by the Malfurion, but my teammates are okay. And Thrall actually taking a lot of damage in return. He goes very low to death. But the Sundering does come out and get him a bit of a heal. We get it actually 100% to 0%. The Zerg Swarm, we had the beacons captured during that whole fight. So they definitely worked out in our advantage. Got a little bit close, a little bit dodgy with the Thrall getting pulled in by the Alarak towards the end. But he did survive. And that's the main thing, honestly. And now we're in position to do a bit of a push here with this wave. Kerrigan goes for the combo, doesn't quite land. Once again, you can see I'm positioning very aggressively, just trying to draw attention away from my allied heroes and from the Zerg wave. If the enemy team is dealing with me, they're not dealing with basically the rest of my team and teammates. Kerrigan, however, goes far too deep and she does get picked off and exploded. Decent enough Ring of Frost. I actually go in and follow that up. Kind of regretting it now, because I do get picked off in return. I will be able to pick off the Alarak with my trait. No escape left for him. And he just popped his counter-strike. But yeah, I mean, well played by the enemy team. Probably should not have gone in after the Kerrigan and with the Jaina. Probably should have left it. But I mean, a 1-for-1 trade is a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day. And yeah, we'll just probably survive. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. But it's always sad. It means you don't get the MVP, right? And that's bad. So deaths really count for a lot for that. Feels bad, man. Anyway, my regen globe is taken away. So also not going to get to stack the quest. Actually, that's another thing. While you're dead, you can't stack regen globes. It's pretty bad news. They are, once again, it is quite likely that the enemy team is here. I'm thinking I'm on the way. It does not, looks like they are not, in fact, here. Jane is actually going for the capture. I think it's a bad idea. I think we would have wanted to scout out the bruisers. In fact, the enemy team was there, and they've kind of caught us out. We're not going to have Blizzard now for the majority of this fight. It's going to be on cooldown, but I think it's very risky to attempt to pull something off there. Thrall's actually picking up that camp. I actually get rooted in. However, my teammates kind of staying to back me up. They get caught in the combo, and Jaina gets exploded. Kind of unfortunate right there. I think I would have been safe enough. But just one of those things, your teammates go to back you up and protect you, and they actually get picked off in return. This is a pretty nice sanctification opportunity, protecting a lot of our team as we go in on this fight, but Alarak gets a ton of damage as Counter-Strike comes off cooldown. I am picked off as well myself. Gets some nice damage down on the Vala, but she does survive, unfortunately. And that's 3 of us dead for nothing. Wasn't an awful fight to begin with, but it kind of turned around quite quickly. Vala vaults in and picks off the Kerrigan as she tries to retreat with that wall collapsing. As Rhaegar says, that was really bad. And it was. Giving the enemy team a big comeback. We kind of secured ourselves a bit of a lead with the structural advantage and getting a couple of team fights going our way. Ring of Frost does miss everyone, but as the enemy team are caught in the middle of it, Thrall picks them both off. As is Jaina. Jaina trying to survive the Stormbolt, though, does pick her off right at the very end. However, Thrall sort of momentarily being merciful, letting Myrddin, giving Myrddin the illusion that he was going to get away, and then he does finish him off with one final hit. So, as I said, as Rhaegar said, pretty bad from us. Then, as I said, pretty bad from the enemy team as well. So they instantly get an advantage and then get a little bit too greedy, a little bit too cocky, and throw it away. With yeah, so it kind of balances itself out, I guess. Both teams make an overly aggressive move. Both teams pay for it. Kind of puts us a little bit back in the driver's seat. We still have our fort alive, which is good. It's a good kind of map advantage, good map control, and we're pretty happy with that. My teammates are all dealing with top. I'm just checking bottom, making sure that's okay. I'm going to actually flank around right here because it looks like the whole enemy team is up there. Unfortunately, our teammates do take the fight, and actually 2 of them die before I even arrive right there. Maybe even 3. Rhaegar just about avoiding the roots, and he should barely escape. Enemy team is in chase. But they do escape. Okay, that was kind of close. They're probably looking at... Oh, Alarak actually looking for me in this brush. I don't think he knew I was there. I don't think they had vision. He was just kind of going for it. I'm kind of looking here, maybe kind of threatening them or bluffing them away. But realistically, there's no way we actually win this fight. We have to make sure Jaina survives now, actually. She gets caught in the root. Again, those roots are insanely strong. Look at the Blizzard partially zones them out. And Jaina does escape with a sliver of HP. So that's pretty good. Well, a little bit more than a sliver, but you can see the power of those roots right there. They're very effective at actually getting picks and all of that. I actually move on to the point at this stage. I'm throwing in Sanctification as well, and nicely done. Enemy team cannot do anything. In fact, the Alarak coming in, he takes a bit of damage in return, and the whole enemy team is getting absolutely bursted down by that Kerrigan damage. She's able to just do it freely with no fear whatsoever, thanks to that Sanctification. There we go. I'm actually just going straight on top of this Vala. My level 13 talent, Imposing Will, actually slows down the Vala, whose strafe hits me for damage. And whenever you damage Tyrael with his shield on with that talent, it slows you down, I think 50%. So with the slow, we're able to pick that up. We actually wipe out the entire enemy team after losing no heroes of our own. However, the larger enemy Zerg Swarm does push through and takes out our base here, takes out the fort. Jaina was saying that she would def. Unfortunately, our sieging is not very good, right? We have basically all melee heroes apart from Jaina, so our ability to actually push in and start attacking their towers up top is actually pretty much nothing without Jaina. It'd be very, very risky to do so as melee heroes. We could be punished very easily by the enemy team. Those roots could catch us in a very bad spot, so we're not actually able to push in and push with our Zerg wave as Jaina goes back to defend. So the rest of us kind of defend as well. We clear up our lanes, grab a couple of merc camps, well, one merc camp, and consider invading the enemy team. I'm going to take a look here, and there we go. We actually spy the enemy team there. See, Malfurion has upgraded his roots for larger roots. Isn't that fun? What everyone wants to see. They go on the Mercamp. They actually get scared away. Malfurion actually slightly mistimes it. I jump in then with the Holy Crown, securing that. Throw down a Sanctification as well. Wasn't the best Sanctification in the world, but it worked out alright, and our teammates just wrap up that fight. Huge damage coming out. The enemy team is caught completely off guards. I think they got really surprised by just stepping off the Mercamp with like literally a split second left before they captured it. That was definitely a misplay from them, trying to just get off it as basically as quickly as humanly possible to minimize the risk of actually capturing it. They stepped off it though just that millisecond too soon, then got scared away by the Eldrun's might coming in, and yeah, really threw off their team fight, and they paid a large price for it. And getting caught in the choke point, not what you want when you're going up against a Kerrigan and a Jaina. Basically our team kind of flourishes in that situation far more than their team does, even with the roots, because the roots were down. Our team just does a bit more in that sort of situation. Anyway, we're going for the boss right here. James saying, could we trap it? Rhaegar saying we can actually grab this. I'm going to throw down the Holy Ground, just zone out the enemy team, make sure they can't actually get in right here. There we go. Alarak trying to get in, but he doesn't manage to, and they actually just back away. Alarak using telekinesis to ensure his escape. That's a pretty big advantage for us. The top keep going down. We got the boss pushing now, and there are 2 beacons about to activate. I'm going to be able to grab a regen globe as well. Unfortunately, one of the downsides of this game, although the last couple of minutes of the game have gone really well for us, winning a couple of team fights very dramatically, have not been able to create a similar success with my regen globe farming. We're still 6 short of actually finishing that quest. Anyway, the enemy team is on the boss. I'm going to try bluff them off here, just kind of look like I'm engaging. Kind of cautiously, basically, but try to zone them off, get that boss, pushing a little bit further and safely in the lane. You can see by myself just walking down there, actually get scared off. Myrddin's Stormbolt actually stops the Sundering, so that's going to be off for 10 seconds. Once again, I throw in Sanctification, knowing that we're going in for a big fight. This one is actually a bad Sanctification, doesn't actually do anything. Was in a sense better safe than sorry, but it wasn't great. Alarak is caught in a really bad spot. There we go, the Holy Crown secures that kill. Honestly, he was going to die either way. He was in a rough spot, just tried to get a pick off if he could to make the most of his death. We have Siege Camp on the core, so the core will start taking damage, but there you go, we have a large Zerg wave, 100%, 0%, once again, pushing in the bottom wave. Our goal here, ooh, Kerrigan taking a lot of damage. The roots don't quite grab her though, but that could have been a dead Kerrigan right there for sure. But our goal here is to take out their other keep. We might even try for the core, not necessarily be able to get it though. We don't have a talent tier advantage yet, but certainly if we take out the keep, we'll be pretty much poised to secure the next objective at level 20 to probably only level 16 talents. And we'll see how things go. Anyway, I'm going in on the Li Ming here, just putting some pressure in. Our teammates do dive after us though, actually going a bit too deep. Deeper than they should have. I don't actually have the Sanctification ready this time because I kind of fluffed it earlier, and it's still on about a 10-second cooldown as we die. So that was unfortunate. If I'd had it right there for that fight, when our teammates dived in with us, would have been a really powerful team fight. So I think they thought I had it because, yeah, they dived in after me, found themselves in a really tough spot when I didn't. And we lose 2 heroes to 1. We have taken down the keep though, so even though the trade was unfavorable in that sense for us, we have got a huge structural advantage on the map. The enemy core is actually taking 9% damage as well. And yeah, we'll see how things go. We're certainly winning by a large margin. Gonna grab Hardened Shield here, which is going to enable me to sort of dive that backline even more so than I have been doing. Or just make what I have been doing a little bit less risky. Let's put it like that. I mean, our teammates are going for this Siege Camp. Thrall actually not responding on time to the enemy rotation. The roots come out, burst damage from the Li Ming and the Alarak, and this is bad. This is the turn. This is the turn. Thrall is dead, and Thrall's going to be dead for 55 seconds. Although we have level 20, we are pretty much at a disadvantage in the teamfight right now, which means that the enemy can basically take complete control of the map. Luckily, the boss is gone, because they could have taken the boss at this stage, but they're going to grab our bruiser camp for sure. They'll probably pick up their 2 camps as well. Maybe even push those camps in and start getting damage down on the bottom fort. That would be possible as well. We'll see exactly what they decide to do. I'm going to come down here. It looks like they're backing off. So I'm going to start clearing up this bruiser camp. So minimize the damage it's able to do using my abilities. Kind of finish it off. I don't want to use my Eldrun's Might on them. I think Eldrun's Might is actually super efficient in terms of its damage to mana. However, with the Holy Ground, I suppose I wouldn't need to reactivate it. I could just throw it down. Yeah, that's true. Didn't think about that. But yeah, you don't want to like reactivate it and spread those minions out so that your AoE will do less damage. But I suppose you just don't reactivate it, right? Lesson learned. Learning things, my own replay. Great. Rhaegar saying we need to fight before 20. I don't know why that is, honestly. I feel like we've been winning the team fights we fight on like an equal footing. I don't think that the enemy team's level 20 is particularly stronger than ours. I mean, Alarak gets really strong at level 20 with the second heroic for sure. But I feel like with the sanctification, we kind of have the ability to counter them. And we also have got, again, we got 2 keeps down, and that's going to push all those lanes, so it should be a pretty large advantage for us, honestly. I don't think we need to worry too much about fighting before 20. I mean, we're kind of looking for it. I'm actually going to just deny them that. I take a ton of damage from the Li Ming. Once again, that Fog of War burst really doing work on top of me. Kerrigan almost dies with the sanctification coming out at the last second. Will save her. Murden's getting focused down. The Vala went down as well to the side. Alarak is in a bit of a tough spot. Our teammates accurately dodge the counter-strike damage, and they pick him off. Diving Li Ming's to the side to pick her off as well. Myself and Thrall actually bolts forward onto him off here, and he roots him as well. I pick him off too. Mega kill. 5 enemy team members dead to ours. They hit level 20 just as they all die. So they didn't have that available for the fight. And yeah, I think we took a favourable fight. It was a pretty clutch sanctification. We're pretty lucky, actually, that Kerrigan just about survived. That, I think, turned the fight around. They invested a lot into killing her. They couldn't quite get the kill. And a hugely dominant team fight from us to finish off this game. Core goes down. Very nice. We, in fact, get a Zerg swarm right as the game ends. Don't even need it. I go out with some swag as well, throwing all my abilities down on the core. Why the hell not? Pad those stats right for the end with a bit of extra siege damage. Can we get the MVP? No, we don't. But Jaina gets it. I think pretty well deserved. She had some nice moves in that, really following up on the Kerrigan's abilities very well. And yeah, there we go. We didn't actually make the MVP screen. That's sad. But Rhaegar does. More the enemy team made it than we did. Yeah, I'm going to vote for the Jaina. I thought Rhaegar played just fine. I thought he had some great ancestrals. It's one of the things, like, the supports often don't shine as much, I feel like, in the MVP stuff as the assassins do, or the warriors, I guess, but he did a solid job. I thought everyone on our team, actually, I have to say, played a really solid game. I think everyone did a really solid job. I mean, that's the thing, I didn't really notice the Thrall or the Rhaegar doing much, but that's a good thing, I guess. If you don't notice them. But there you go, we're 360 points into Diamond 2 right now, which is pretty nice, getting some bank points saved up and everything. There are the stats. We did a pretty respectable job, if I do say so myself. Some decent hero damage and everything. Regen Master, Amplified Healing, Reciprocate, Sanctification, Imposing Will, Holy Ground, and Hardened Shield. Yeah, pretty standard Tyrael build, probably my favourite. And pretty good game. It was pretty close. The enemy team had a couple of sort of comeback opportunities, but we had just about 3 or 4 absolutely dominant team fights, and they just couldn't deal with it. I think the Tyrael pick was a very good choice in the draft. I'm glad that it probably actually worked out better, honestly, in the end, that the enemy team took the Murden away, and then we swapped roles, essentially, and I played the Tyrael, and he played the Rhaegar. I thought that worked exceptionally well with our team comp. I think the Tyrael made a lot of sense with the 2 melee heroes that we had. And yeah, really nice synergies. It worked out fantastically. Don't know if it would have worked out as well if we'd had something like Brightwing and Muradin, or I don't know what I would have picked as a healer. I don't know. But there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. It was good fun. Give it a like if you liked it, and if you learned something. I'll see you all next time for some Diamond 2 action. We are in Diamond 2. And see if we can hit Diamond 1 and onwards and upwards. See you all then. Bye-bye.